us too. Today we are doing the second episode of Icebrood Saga, Shadows in the Ice. So we start off checking in with Javi. Bram has gone farther north to find Krisha and Gritlock, who went farther north to find Vangar and Ryland. Like, that's essentially, I don't know. It's just, okay, go find more people. Go find more people. Like, it's a whole mess. So, Bram is killing Icebrood. To help the Coden village that's nearby so that we can, like, get in and talk to them and be like, hey, have you seen our char friends? And they're like, you two are responsible for these two? Like, so then we have to negotiate them, like, releasing the char, like, hey, they're not, Gritlock and Krisha are fine. Like, they're not your problem. The voices are their own. Cause I guess, Jormog's influence is such that it takes over others. Like, the Whispers essentially are still pretty strong for people. So then we prove that we're not, like, trying to take them over. And we help the Codens, and we go and help them some more with this event and that event and this event over here. And then they're like, okay, cool, we like you. I don't know. It's a whole mess. It's not really. It feels like a blur. This just feels like a blur. It doesn't really feel relevant. I don't know. We're searching for Vangar and Ryland as Vangar and Ryland are heading north to awaken Jormog, apparently. And, like, that's the whole thing. Like, it seems absolutely ridiculous. Like, we know they're going farther north. Like, we know they're going to, like, wherever they can to find Jormog. Like, do we not know where Jormog is? Like, really? I feel like we should know where Jormog is at this point. I feel like we should know. That feels like necessary information. We know where Primordus is, I think. Or we have an idea, maybe? Of where... No, we know where Primordus is. We know where he sleeps. We found that out in Season 3. And, like... I don't know. It's... I don't feel like we're very motivated to find them. Like, with all the tools we could potentially have at our disposal, I would feel like following Char on foot through the Shiver Peak Mountains would not be as difficult as we're making it out to be. Like, it feels like it's absolutely tedious, and, like... And then we end up talking to Wolf. I don't know why we're talking to Wolf. We're talking to Wolf. Wolf is talking to Bram. Literally, the spirits of the Norn are all coming out. Although, the game does know if you're a Norn and which spirit you're related to. Like, it's mentioned something about my affinity for Snow Leopard, and I was like, oh, cool, okay, I appreciate the fact that you keep track of that, because there's been very little, it seems like. Once we move past the initial game, once we move past, like, a lot of the story, it doesn't really feel like what race or choices that we've made make a whole lot of difference. Like, There's a couple of comments here and there about some stuff, but there's not really like any significance to it, it seems. I don't know. But then in order to get help from the spirits, the corrupted spirits, we have to get help from the corrupted spirits because the other spirits can't help, apparently. I don't know. It was just a weird, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Like, it's like, okay, go cleanse the shrines of Ox, Eagle, and Wolverine. Ox, Eagle, and Wolverine. You have to cleanse their shrines, and then they can give their power to Bram. Seems like I do a lot more of the work. Bram is there and he is doing stuff, but it seems like I'm the one that has to do a lot of the work, and it's not. And again, these are map events that you have to do, so like if you miss the event, you have to wait around for the event to pop up. I mean, it's every few minutes, but still, like, is not the most convenient of things. I looked out for the most part, but like, it's just, I lucked out with the Ox one because the Ox one was literally like finishing as I got there, and I managed to do something to get credit for the event so that it progressed the story. And the other two I had to do completely, but Ox I didn't really do. I didn't really do the Ox event. I didn't really. So they mentioned later, like, oh, do I have to get turned into an Ox again? And I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get turned into an Ox, and I kind of skated by that. So then we. So eventually we do get all of the three corrupted spirits. Because, you know, of course we do, because we're awesome. And then once we have the spirits, we're like, oh yeah, we can go face Jakar. Jakar is it? I think Jakar is who we want to face. Who we want to face, I say optimistically. I think Jakar is like the map event. But once we have the spirits on our side, we go back to the code and settlement, and we're like, okay, game plan, and we come up with a plan to like whatever. It's called The Hunt Begins, that part of it, and we have to, I don't even know at this point. We essentially have to like slim down their numbers or like lure them elsewhere and like disrupt their power balance, and you know, there's just 3 or 4 things that we have to do before we can go to the cave entrance. And then we go to the cave entrance. And obviously we can't just walk in the front door and be like, oh yay, we're here. No. Now we get to do this super special like Ritlock Krisha nonsense fire move where they use Sahathan and Krisha's fire power or something. I don't even know what she is at this point. I really don't know. And go through these ice doors and like it's a whole thing. There's just melting ice and getting there and melting ice and progressing a little bit, melting ice and protecting them as they're doing their Sahatha Stormglow thing. I don't know. So then we eventually get down to where Dakar is supposed to be, and then we have to melt more ice, because obviously we have to melt more ice because that's the whole point in this. But then Krisha and Ritlock are like pissy and following the voice, so then we have to like use their anger at us to melt the walls to get your car out. And then we use the spirits and we have to defeat the Whisper of Jormog, and it's a whole thing. Oh, this one is the Whisper. What did we beat up last time? I don't remember. We beat it up a different thing of Jormog. Oh, is this where we had to defeat yourself? Oh yeah, we had to defeat yourself. That was not super fun. And then I come to, and Bengar is there, and he's got Bram's bow, and he's like, give me back the bow, and like, no, and then, and guess what? Ritlock, or not Ritlock, good lord, Bengar just like shoots us, and we're like, excuse you, what? You just did what to my face now? It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. Like, literally, just straight arrow to the face. Like, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool. After frickin' shenanigans with Ritlock and Krisha succumbing to the whispers and being pissy at us and getting frickin' fireball flame sorted, beating up Shurkar so that the whisper came out of the thing, and then beating that up, and then just gonna shoot me in the face. To be fair, I don't think he actually shot me in the face, but I cannot prove otherwise. I can neither prove nor discredit that I got shot in the face. It happened. Okay, they just shot me with Bram's super duper legendary, probably bow. I really don't know. I feel like the bow has to be legendary, right? Like, it has to be a legendary bow? I don't know. I don't know. And, like, the worst part is like, Vanguard's like, no, I don't even care about the bow. Like, it's helpful, though. But then, we get to wake up, and Arena's right there. Because somehow, Arena's involved. No, this is the first time we see Aurene. And she apparently just found this place, and she likes it, so this is her home now. And we talked to everybody, and they're like, yay, you're awake. And like, yep, I brought you here to rest and heal. Like, here we are, yay, this is my home. And like, okay, cool, great, yay. I don't know, it's just this super quick, like, little, oh hey, Reed's here. Like, so quick, like, okay, I can process this. So, yeah, that was the second one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys, have a great night.